What's going on, super awesome people? First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys so much for 69 subscribers. I am absolutely ecstatic. I also want to give a shout out to one of my favorite channels that I've been watching religiously about the Steam Deck, and that's Deck Ready. Just amazing content. He's super passionate about the Steam Deck. He defended it before even having one, and just high quality content. So if you're watching this, dude, love you, bro. First impressions, this thing is huge. Very comfortable though. The grips on the rear are pretty comfortable. The back buttons, there's a lot of retention, so it's not soft. You're not gonna like inadvertently press it. Compared to the Switch, I have my Switch OLED here. You can just see how much smaller it is. Now we're gonna turn the screens on and I'll show you guys like the screen real estate. You can see both of them. I think I still got battery. Yep, we're gonna play some Time Splitters too. That's one of my favorite childhood games. So yeah, you can see the screen difference. Emulation on this device is pretty much incredible. One of the biggest complaints people have had is the battery, and it does kind of suck, I'll be honest. I'm not going to be a fanboy about it. It does definitely suck. If you're not watching your frame rate and you're not capping it, and you're not turning VSync on, like I did. I got No Man's Sky on here and I was playing it. Before I knew it, within an hour, the battery was like toast. It was The sound on this thing is actually really, really good. I did get the 256 gig, so I don't have the anti-glare. I do apologize. I'll play this level again to show you guys the frame rate. Oh, this brings back so many memories. My hand's at a weird angle, so I apologize. It's not going to be like
the year
super
is
perfect.
I think we found it. Hey, there's Sergeant Cortez, and he's alive. Why is he hanging upside down? Come on, Cortez, on your feet.
So we're kind of dancing, 61%.
You okay, Sarge?
If this was at 100, that'd easily be just over 3 hours.
Really stirred up the splitters. We need all the firepower we can muster. Take this weapon, Sarge.
What's cool too is the gyro controls. I did set them up for this, and it's so nostalgic. It's almost like, I don't know how to describe it or how Valve did it, but getting sorry guys, so I'm not yelling, but getting gyro controls to work flawlessly with like older emulated games, Valve did an amazing job. Like, it just feels like this game was meant to be played with it. As you can see, it's phenomenal.
The rest of the squad are spread out along the route to cover our retreat. Okay, let's move.
Get some of these guys going here. Ah, shit!
Enemy sighted! They just keep coming!
You could also use the touchpad, which is cool.
Keep firing!
Oh no! I'm getting got right now.
Let's go, Sarge, come on!
So, really smooth.
Let's go, Marines!
Really
Over
smooth.
here!
We'll pull up the overlay.
There's too many! I need help! They got Jameson! How many of these hooded guys are there?
Oh, Jesus. So 60 frames right there, you can see, per the limiter.
Come on, Marines, you want to live forever?
Super smooth. Check our battery. Climbing under 2 hours there.
Incoming! Clear the bridge! Everyone, clear the bridge!
So this is a full-fledged handheld. You do get the touchpad here, which, if you can listen, you can hear the little haptics. It's pretty cool. You can toss it around too, so it feels like a little mouse ball from like the old computers, the old Windows 95 computers. Super cool. If you did want to use the joystick, you'd hold down the Steam button, and you can do that as well. If you hold Steam and press the X button, you get the overlay of the keyboard, which is cool. Just knock that out of the way. And yeah, it's pretty much the Linux desktop experience. And then if you wanted to go right back into your, I'll do that again. If you want to go right back into your Steam, you would hit, get it to work. You would hit that return to Steam, and it would launch the overlay for you so that it's back into console. Biggest complaints I have. So the first one is, I'll lock it up. So the first one I have is the B button does actually stick. It's doing better now, so I think it's like a break-in issue, if I'm honest. But when I first got it and was spamming the B button, it was sticking a little bit. Thumbsticks feel amazing. They're super premium for this tier of device. You have to remember that the entry-level device is like $400. So when we're comparing it to a Nintendo Switch and the terms of power you're getting for a Switch, these Joy-Cons, in my personal opinion, the joysticks on them are very low quality, very poor, cheaply made, as well as the screen. Even though it is AMOLED and it is a more superior screen to the Steam Deck, there are places where they did cheap out, and that's evident. Steam, for Valve, they did also cheap out. I'm not going to say it's all rainbow and sunshine. You got to remember that they took a loss on this, so that's the reason we're seeing FedEx shipping. If you're in the United States, FedEx is just not the best. It was delayed. I had mine delayed as well, so that was frustrating. Here's the grill here where the air intake is. The fan, you guys can't hear it, but the fan is not super loud. But we'll go over some of the controls you get. There's the power button, your USB Type-C. There's your 3.5mm headphone jack, your volume rocker here. L1, which is cool, so they kind of mix the buttons with the Xbox and the PlayStation. So you do have your R1, R2, L1, L2, but then you have your A, Y, B, and X. Your two touch pads, which are provide haptic feedback, and then you have a D-pad. It's not awkward either reaching. I thought it would be awkward with the buttons being here, but it's you know, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Comparing this to my initial video I released of why I thought the Steam Deck would be awesome, this definitely exceeded my expectations. Now, it's not perfect. Like I said, I'm not going to be a fanboy about it. It's not perfect by any stretch. The battery is definitely the hugest weak point. And it's really hard when you're immersed in a game. It's hard to remember to adjust those settings until you see the battery low icon. There's your buttons. You can see it's pretty considerable amount of pressure. You're not going to like accidentally... As you can see, you're not going to accidentally press those. You can grip it pretty firm. And when you do grip it, sometimes you'll grip it this way for comfort, but because you don't want to have like the claw. I call it the claw grip because that gets uncomfortable. There's your micro SD card slot. I have a 400 gig in there now. SD card speeds, just like Linus Tech Tip said, they're not horrible by any stretch. I barely notice anything. It's when I'm transferring data from the computer using the Warpinator. There's a lot of tutorials on that. When I'm using Warpinator, I do notice a pretty substantial delay because I'm writing it directly to the SD card. But other than that, like gaming, there's not a huge frame rate difference there. So we'll go ahead and launch a AAA title, I guess we'd say. Okay, here's No Man's Sky. Runs okay. Definitely playable. Got everything capped upward. Now you see the battery will definitely start to take a hit. If we put it down to 30 frames, it's not horrible. I mean, it is No Man's Sky. It's procedurally generated, so there is going to be some micro stutters. But it looks beautiful. So you can see here, we're getting a little over an hour, but if we just uncap it, wait a minute. Oh, my battery's actually doing well. That's interesting. It's probably because I'm not really in a graphically intensive area. Runs extremely well. I'm surprised to see this because when I was playing it last night, it was not anywhere near that, and it was at 100%. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what quite changed, but yeah. Anyway, I'll lock that up. Go into sleep mode. Show you guys one more time. There will be a lot more content. In fact, I'm debating making the channel strictly portable gaming because I'm finding that I like gaming on here a bit more than my PC, which seems to be interesting because I fully expected this to be a inferior inferior experience to my PC, and in some ways it still is, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a lot more fun playing on here, if I do say so myself. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks again for the 69 subscribers. I'm absolutely excited to be growing this channel finally, so thank you guys.